guys, this is Laura with Inman, and today I have Medic here at the LEC, and we're going to dive a little bit into your past and talk about your previous experience in medical school.
Yeah, so you just want a quick overview. I studied medicine for 5 years. I began working as a doctor, ended up quitting that to become a shoutcaster. So I had shoutcast before, but it was the decision I made, I guess.
Okay, and let's get back into your sort of a life change. You put so much effort into medical school. I believe it's like usually 5 years, and then you have to do your residency, right? What prompted you to actually leave all that behind and pursue casting?
I found working as a doctor in my final year of med school that it was very draining, emotionally mostly. It was I really struggled to leave my feelings about things at the door. I'm an empathetic person as opposed to like a compassionate person, I guess, where empathy is you feel the way the other person feels, whereas compassion is you can understand the way the other person feels. So I'd finish a day, come home, and all of the problems and troubles and deaths and families throughout the day would stick with me. So I made quite an impulse decision after getting an offer from Vainglory to go and work with them and to leave medicine behind.
And was it just really an impulse decision, or was it something that you had been thinking about in the past and something that you would hope that would lead to something?
Well, I'd always wanted to, well, I say always, I'd wanted to do casting for a while. I even applied in third year med school to Riot and ended up getting rejected. But I think that, I think it definitely was an impulse decision, but it was the right impulse decision. So I made it for reasons that were sound in my mind, and I'd logicked it out. It's just I didn't wait a long time between realizing it and then making the decision itself.
Okay, and what has it been like to leave medical school? Did you feel like it was the right decision right away, or did you ever get back and thought into, oh my God, maybe this was kind of crazy?
I think I still have moments where I realize how much I miss medicine. I really enjoyed it, and I still do. But the actual, I live by the philosophy that you shouldn't really regret any decision you make. Mm-hmm. So I don't regret it. There are perhaps things I would have done differently. I ended up splitting up with my long-term girlfriend because of it as well, because I had to move over here. But yeah, there have definitely been times I've thought, is it the right decision? But in the end, I always come around to, if I'd stayed in medicine, I think I probably would have imploded mentally or physically or something. So I'm very glad I made the decision and very happy where I am right now.
I feel like League of Legends and medicine, I don't feel like, I know they're completely different things. Was it difficult for you to adjust from one type of life to the other?
Oh yeah, it definitely was. I think the big thing I'm learning at the moment is that League of Legends used to be my hobby that I used to get away from work, and now it's work. So I'm trying to find other hobbies that I can use to like disengage from the community, and yeah, it's always.
Are you a doctor as a hobby?
I wish. I do it on stream every now and again. We look through X-rays and such. But
do you really?
Yeah,
oh my God, that's
it's really cool.
Really funny.
Yeah,
okay.
It's really fun to look through. But we go on some weird tangents, so perhaps like not for the faint of heart.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, I've totally forgotten what the question was now.
Oh my God. Okay, so I asked you if it was if you had any difficulty in the change of life.
It's a very different type of life. I think it was easy in the first couple of years because I just poured myself into becoming the best caster I could be, and there was a lot to learn. Now I'm realizing that there's other stuff outside of that. Like I've just moved into my own place. I'm working on myself personally, and so the change in lifestyle from an 8-hour to 12-hour day where it's mandated what you have to do and how you progress to a very fluctuant freelance position that I'm in now is very different. And I think also not having strict guidelines I can follow to be better. Like casting is so subjective, and so like some people like you, some people hate you. Whereas being a doctor, it's like, well, if you pass these exams and your consultants give you a good report, then you'll be promoted. So it's a very big change, and the subjective nature of it all is emotionally quite draining. But In
what way?
Well, it's just like I get flamed. Like it's always difficult, and we always talk in the casting room about like how you shouldn't use Reddit as a guide and how you shouldn't like. Yeah, it's very good advice, right? But it's still hard when you see threads of people saying that you're not doing a good job, or that you're not trying your hardest, or that you work really badly with some people. I remember a cast with Rusty I did at MSI where there was a double-tier Ezreal build, and we'd never seen it before. Right. And we got really confused, and we're like, oh, we think this is a bad build, we don't understand it. And I got chucked off international competitions, or I didn't get international competitions I would have got because in the moment I didn't show the control of the situation that I should have shown, right? So I'm not like, it was good reasoning, and I definitely needed to develop that way. But I think people don't realize how much influence something like Reddit or something like Twitter has on not only the casters' jobs, but also just on how casters feel generally.
Okay, that's fair. And how do you handle the stress? It seems like you found quite a lot of stress being a doctor, but also you found quite a lot of stress being a caster. How does it differ to you?
I think the thing I have now that I perhaps didn't have as a doctor is a support network of people who've been through it. As a doctor, you were kind of going through hell alongside everyone else. Whereas here, I've got people like Trevor, Fosk, Vedius, who've all had their ups and downs and have now come through the other side. And I can talk to them and say, hey, I'm struggling with this, or I'm finding this difficult. And the good thing is, we will all tell each other if we think if we're doing something wrong, if you think you've made a mistake. But we'll also all support each other when that outside influence comes in, and we'll be like, no, we thought you did this well, maybe you could work on this, etc. So having that trust in my colleagues who will tell me if I'm doing something wrong is definitely a great supportive structure.
Okay, and aside from structure, how do you deal with stress?
How do I deal with stress generally? I play computer games most of the time, I'll be honest.
That's fair.
I think I exercise. I really enjoy going to the gym, so getting out some of my frustrations that way. I'm actually currently thinking about what my hobby for the year should be. And I'm thinking cross-stitch. I'm thinking sitting down and doing cross-stitch for a few hours would be quite... Yeah, it's a weird one, right?
No,
but
that's kind of cool.
I think it would just be really easy to disconnect. Like, you sit down for an hour, you put on a TV show, and you just do some cross-stitch. So we'll see.
Okay, and what do you have to say to the people that watch you in the LEC?
Thank you very much for watching. It's an honor and a pleasure to cast for you guys, and I hope you keep enjoying the LEC.
All right, thank you so much. Bye, guys.